it's Alice and welcome to my YA Book Prize 2022 shortlist reaction video. So if you've been watching our channel for a little over a year, you may have seen our YA Book Prize 2021 shortlist reaction video, which was, in a word, chaotic. We kept the babies at home because it was announced after I had finished work, or I think I managed to avoid the internet all day, and then we filmed the video as soon as I got home from work, so I didn't want to get spoilers on the shortlist. But the babies were playing with the camera and they were screaming, and Sean was trying to read out the titles to me and didn't know what half of the authors' names were. So it was a mess. And this year we've decided to do it in a bit of a smoother way. Sean has taken the children out, so there will be no camera spinning, there will be no messes. And he is going to screenshot all 10 books and one at a time send them to me so I can react to each one without getting spoilers and seeing anything else beforehand. I'm nervous. My YA Book Prize predictions video went up yesterday, so if you haven't seen that yet, then please do check that out as well. You can see how right I was, you can see how wrong I was, because I'm assuming I'm probably going to be wrong because I normally am. But let's dive in, I guess. As soon as I unlock this phone, I'm going to get the first title and author name, and I am feeling nervous but excited. So let's do it. Okay, book number 1. Abike-iyimide's Ace of Spades. This was on my shortlist. I am unsurprised to see it on here. I finished this book couple of weeks ago. I started it last summer, got halfway through, had a bit of a reading slump, couldn't finish it off, but I finished it a couple of weeks ago and I really did enjoy it. I think that it says a lot of important things. I think it's very fresh and new for UK YA in particular, because there are US books who have done similar things, but for UK YA we haven't really had anything like Ace of Spades published before. So I am so glad to see this on the shortlist, and that is a well-deserved nomination. I would not be surprised if it did win, because there has been a lot of hype around this one. It had an Illumicrate edition, it's getting a special 1-year anniversary re-release edition, but that is a good place to start off this shortlist. So now I wait for Sean to send screenshot number 2. And I'm so nervous. 2 for 2! Oh my god, yes! Okay, so the second book on the shortlist is The Yearbook by Holly Bourne, which was also on my shortlist, so I'm smashing it so far. We're starting off well this year. I love Holly Bourne. I think that Holly Bourne is one of the best UK YA authors that we have. It Only Happens in the Movies is amazing. Are We All Lemons and Snowflakes is amazing. Am I Normal Yet is amazing. And I haven't read The Yearbook yet, but I'm very excited to. I have a theory in that if I think an author should have won with one book and then they don't, they end up winning with the next book that they're shortlisted for. I was 110% convinced that The Places I've Cried in Public was going to win when it was shortlisted a couple of years ago. It didn't. So for me, The Yearbook is my personal early winner, just based off of this weird theory that I've gotten. I'm probably wrong, but it is really great to see Holly Bourne on that. She's done amazing things for UKYA. She is an absolute champion of the entire UKYA community, and I'm glad to see her shortlisted again because every single one of her books is absolutely brilliant. Let's wait for book number 3. I can't believe I've got 2 out of 2 already. Oh, this is starting off really well. Last year, I think the first 2 were books I hadn't even heard of. Authors I'd heard of, but books I hadn't heard of. So to start off with 2 that I actually put on my own shortlist is a win. Oh, book number 3 is one that I didn't even know was UKYA. It's Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. I got that from an Owl Crate box. That was the December Owl Crate pick with the gorgeous golden shimmery sprayed edges that we had to wait like 2 months to receive. Ooh! Okay, I had no idea this was UKYA, but I'm glad to see that on there. I will be honest, I can remember nothing about this. I have a feeling it was some kind of mermaids. The little blurb on the cover just says epic and original. That's fine. When I do the reading vlog for the YA Book Prize, I will be putting in little sections where I read out the blurbs for each of these books, so I will learn more about them then. But yeah, I had no idea that was UKYA, so I did not expect to see that on the shortlist, but that's really freaking cool that it's a UK book that Our Creator picked up that I didn't even realise was UK. Let's wait for book number 4. Okay, that was a surprise. That came out of the left field. Ooh. This is what I like about the shortlist. There's always something that surprises me. Okay. Ready? The Upper World by Femi Fadugba. Okay, this was also on my shortlist. Okay, so I'm on 3 out of 4. Considering I didn't know one of them was UKYA, I can be forgiven for that miss. But The Upper World is the first book in a series. It sounds like it's going to be kind of multi-dimensional time travel. I have a feeling, I meant to look this up before filming this video, that it's being made into a Netflix adaptation or Prime or one of those. Again, I'll find that out. That'll be in the reading vlog. We'll get our shit together by the time that we film that. But this is one that I've seen so much hype about. It's the first book in a series, which is why I wasn't sure if it was going to be shortlisted, because one of the rules of the YA Book Prize is that shortlisted books, if they're a part of a series, they need to be able to stand independently by themselves. So because I hadn't read this one, I didn't know whether it did that, didn't know whether to expect it to be on here. I thought I'd risk it and put it on my shortlist anyway. Good call me. That's exciting. So I've got a feeling that's a debut as well. So that's like Ace of Spades is a debut. I think Skin to the Sea might be a debut. And if The Upper World is a debut as well, then we're definitely getting a lot of new names in here. People who haven't been shortlisted before. Like obviously Holly Black, a very established author. Holly Black? Holly Bourne. Kill me dead. But yes, Holly Bourne, very established UKYA author, so it's nice to see a range of names coming up. Now we wait for book number 5. Try not to get too nervous. Okay, oh god, okay, ready? It's more nerve-wracking than it would have been if I'd just been scrolling down. Oh my gosh, okay. Book number 5 is You're the One That I Want by Simon James Green! Hell yes! Okay, so that's 4 out of 5 of my predictions so far on this list. Amazing. Simon James Green is a queer YA author. He wrote the book No One Can't Even, got a lot of attention for it. His new book Gay Club has just been released and that's getting a lot of attention. And You're the One That I Want is a queer retelling of Grease. And if that doesn't sound like the best shit that I have ever heard of, I don't know what does. I was so hoping that this would be on here because I've been wanting to read it, but I've been holding off just in case it ended up being on the shortlist. And that one's going to be such a fun, quirky, cool read. So that's really freaking sick. I was also surprised that Simon James Green didn't get shortlisted before with No One Can't Even, so it's nice to see him on the shortlist. That's his first time being shortlisted, and it's definitely well deserved. He's been doing a lot for the queer YA scene in this country, so that is really great to see. Oh my god, yes! I'm feeling so validated right now. 4 out of 5? What year is this? What have I done? So now we will eagerly await the arrival of book number 6. Drum roll. Book number 6 is Ooh, Crossing by Manjeet Man. I don't know if this is written in verse because I've got a feeling that Manjeet Man's debut novel Run Rebel was written in verse. I haven't read that yet, but I was expecting that to be shortlisted last year and it wasn't. So I should have probably seen the fact that The Crossing would be shortlisted coming, especially because this was shortlisted for or won, I can't quite remember, one of the Costa Book Awards a couple months ago. And I'm pretty sure it might have been up for the Carnegie as well, because it's got a very distinctive bright orange cover. You'll be able to see it on the screen. I don't remember anything about the book itself. I have just seen a lot of people talking about it. It comes from the library app recommendations quite a lot. And again, it's been on a lot of shortlists. So I should have seen that coming. But that's nice to see. Another book that I don't know too much about, but one that I am excited to learn more about. And now we wait for book number 7. I gotta try and read all of these in like 8 weeks, and I've barely read 8 books this year. This is a mess. At least I've already read Ace of Spades, so if I can't reread it, it's not the end of the world. Right? I hope. Come on, Sean, come through. Come through, Sean. Okay, book number 7. Oh, dang! I looked at putting this one on there, but I wasn't completely sure. It's Hanny and Ishu's Guide to Fake Dating by Adiba Jaigerda. I've heard adorable things like this. It's like 2 kids in a secondary school. I've got a feeling that they're doing like a charity sale, and they're like, they've got rival bake stores or something similar, and then they have to work together. I might be getting it confused with The Henna Wars, which is the author's first book, because that sounds more like what I'm describing. I have no words. But there was a lot of controversy about this book because of the fact that it's set in Ireland, but it's not only about Muslim girls, but it is about Muslim girls in a female-female relationship. So it is something that is realistic, something that is hard-hitting, something that will be a bit controversial for some people, but something that is a very real part of life for the people who are experiencing it. And I think this is almost kind of like a rom-com, so I'm hoping that it'll be a little bit light-hearted, but I hope it's also going to say important things and will make people realise that there is no point in being bigoted, and people can love who they want to love no matter what religion they are a part of. But yes, I don't know too much about that one, so I do apologise if any of the information on that one is incorrect. I just vaguely remember seeing some of the drama around it, and it was all kind of spewing out from like this Irish book reviewer. It was a bit of a weird time. But yes, happy to see that on there. I'm annoyed at myself because I did have that as one of my like, maybe that'll be on there, but I had a feeling it had been published too early. But I was wrong and hold my hands upon this one, but I'm excited to read it, and I'm sure I'm gonna love that one. So then we have book number 8, which is, drum roll again. Book number 8 is House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. Oh my god! When I was thinking about doing my predictions a couple months ago, I was like, I'm going to have to put House of Hollow on there. Completely fucking forgot, didn't I? I own this. I'm really excited to read it. It's kind of like body horror. Like the cover's got like flowers coming out of this freaking girl's face. And I can't really remember much about it, but I loved Our Chemical Hearts by Crystal Sutherland. And I've been really excited about reading this one. So excited, in fact, that I wanted to order a copy and Sean was like, no, don't get it because you won't read it in time. Not knowing that he had bought it for me for my birthday and he forgot to give it to me until like October last year. So I was like, I really want to buy that book. And he's like, no. And I waited eagerly for 6 months. And then when it arrived, I didn't read it because that's who I am as a person. But I have an excuse to read it now. It's very short. I am so grateful that this one is up because it is extremely short. But again, I had forgotten that that was UKYA. And then I was kind of looking into it a couple weeks ago and was like, yeah, okay, I'll definitely shortlist that one. But then it slipped my brain again because my brain is a sieve and a sad place to be. But like, I'm really excited to read House of Hollow, so I'm not even mad. This is probably the best shortlist that there's been. There isn't a single book that I'm like, oh no, yet. I know we've still got 2 books to go. But there's no authors that I'm like, oh, great, why? Or no books that I'm like, oh, great, why? And the last couple of years, there's been a few that I've been like, I know I'm not going to like that. And it hasn't been, like, preconceived because I've been correct that I didn't like them. So it's nice that so far I'm feeling very excited about all of these. Book number 9. Afterlove by Tanya Byrne. Yes! Okay, so when I saw the cover of this one for the very first time, I looked to Sean, who was sat next to me, and I said, that's going to be shortlisted for the Way Book Prize. And he was like, how can you tell? It's not coming out for like another year. How the hell can you tell that? And I was like, just call me magic. And I am. So, Afterlove is a romance about a girl who dies, which, I mean, is sad. And just, like, the biggest twist, because it's like, yeah, it's a romantic book with a dead girl. But I think it's basically, like, she dies, but then she's given the opportunity to become one of the ferrymen so that she can go back and see her girlfriend. The cover is stunning. The Fairy Loot edition is stunning. I love this book just from the blurb and from the design of the book. So I am hoping that I will love it as deeply once I have read the story. This is another one that I have been holding off on reading because I knew it was going to be up for this. And I didn't want to read it as soon as it came out and then reread it for the prize and then kind of lessen the impact of it. And I'm excited to see how I will feel. I've got a feeling there's going to be tears shed over this one. Absolute weeping. And I haven't read any of Tanya Byrne's books yet, but I've heard such good things about them. So I'm very happy to see this shortlisted. Which means the next book's going to be the last book, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. We've got 1 book left. So what the hell do I think it's going to be? Because none of the books that were on my honourable mentions have been shortlisted. So I was probably right that they shouldn't have been. But I'm trying to think if there is anything else that I personally shortlisted that hasn't been up yet that I really think should have been. Ooh, I'm going to go with The Outrage by William Hussey. It might not be. I might be wrong, but that is going to be my guess for this last book. Oh my god, I'm so happy. It's not The Outrage. It's not any of the books that I had on my shortlist. It's First Day of My Life by Lisa Williamson. I was expecting this to be shortlisted last year. COVID messed things up. This book got pushed back. The e-copy came out, then the actual like book didn't, and then it got pushed back, and then I didn't know what kind of timeline they were going on. But Lisa Williamson is amazing. This book is amazing. I read this book in like 2 days. It's set in Swindon, where I live, so I have a personal connection to it. David Fickling Books kindly sent me a signed proof of it, and it's one of my most cherished possessions. And I'm so happy to see this up because Lisa Williamson deserves more credit. The Art of Being Normal was shortlisted, and then I don't think any of her other books have been shortlisted yet. I was expecting to see Paper Avalanche up, and it wasn't. I was expecting to see All About Mira, and it wasn't. So I'm glad to see some more Lisa Williamson respect coming on here. She is amazing, and this book, I'm glad it's going to be getting some more attention because it is so great. It's really freaking great. I'm so happy. Ah, I wish I'd put that on my shortlist, but that was on my shortlist for last year. Again, COVID timeline wackiness. It does mean that the other book that had the COVID timeline wackiness isn't shortlisted, and I was expecting to see that on there, and that's Destination Anywhere by Sarah Barnard. I'm very surprised not to see that on the shortlist, but based off of everything else that we've got, I'm not even like that disappointed because this is one stellar shortlist. We've got some very diverse YA on here, and I am fucking pumped to discover it all with you. So thank you for watching this video. If you are as excited about the YA Book Prize, then please do let me know. I just want to give a quick round of applause to Sean for sending those screenshots in a very accurate and timely manner and making this video the easiest predictions video that I will probably ever film. If you're also planning on reading the YA Book Prize, then let me know. If you'd like to do any buddy reads, read anything together, hit me up. It will help me get through this very intense shortlist in a very short amount of time. As I said in my predictions video, I am going to be doing a reading vlog of this entire shortlist again. Let me know if you'd like that as long form content, or if you'd like 10 individual reading vlogs for each book. Because I can work with you. I can do it either way. You'll still get the graphics, you'll still get the photography, you'll still get like the funky blur reading out and like close-ups and stuff. It's gonna be as smooth and polished as it was last year. Hopefully a little bit more smooth and polished, because we've been doing this for another year now. But we'll just have to work out whether we're doing it as like one big vlog or 10 little vlogs. So let us know if you have a preference on that one. I'm Alyce. This has been the Bumbling Blogger. Give us a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you would like to. And we'll see you again in a couple of days with another video. I better go start reading the YA Book Prize shortlist. Bye!